welcome. We are live and direct. Footy Fantasy Pod. We are here again. It's the Arsenal United Derby, the Twitter Classico, I like to call it. Too many years, but I guess the last 2 years, Arsenal has had something. Well, I guess last year we had something to play for. Before I go in, like, share, subscribe. Footy Fantasy, YouTube, Twitter, Footy 80 Fantasy, road to 2K. Instagram Fantasy Footy, like, share, subscribe. Algorithm. That's how people find us. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let me introduce guest. I think this is the first time Bola has been on this season. I think you were on. Yeah, you were on maybe like 2 years ago. Last year, it's been a while, I think. Yeah, Bola was on.
It has been actually. Yeah.
Long-time friend of mine, long-time friend of the show. Known him for almost 20 years. We'll be doing this Arsenal United thing for a very long time. Hold on. How you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks. It's nice to be here as well. Yeah.
My good friend Ovi, always smiling, always positive about Arsenal. I'll give it to Ovi. I think Ovi is the only Arsenal fan I think that I know who was very positive. Even during that December run when Arsenal looked like they were crumbling, he was positive. There was a day he was negative. That's like, I don't really think. He sent me a text. But overall, when it comes on the show, he's one that has remained that Arsenal will be there to the final day. And he was right. So they're still entitled to be on top of the league to the final day. Ovi, welcome. Thanks for joining us again.
Good to be here. Good Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
That's true. Happy Mother's Day. I agree.
Yeah. Can't wait for next weekend. Let's see how it plays out.
Okay. Okay, Kwame, the bane of Arsenal fans. He told me he was drinking ice water when I spoke to him earlier. Okay, how's the ice water?
Hey, I'm here. I'm living. This is proof. This is proof to anyone that you can go through anything. Anything the world throws at you, you can go through it. Not only am I going through the worst period in my teams, at least in the history of me supporting my team, I'm also going through probably the best period of Arsenal since I've been supporting my team. So God will get us through whatever you're going through, whatever problems you're going through. You can survive. And if Arsenal wins this league, I'm telling you guys right now, if Arsenal wins this league, I'm disappearing. I'm blocking people on WhatsApp. I'm deleting my Facebook, Instagram. I'm gone. You will never see me on this podcast again.
Oh, man.
It's already planning. Lingers, well. Oga Kwame, we'll meet again after you dodged me last weekend. Great job proving your football heritage against Arsenal. Oga, you are now a hoe that was stunted on. Oh, okay.
Nah. Nope. I'm not taking that.
Linger.
No, Linger.
Friendly show.
Linger, this is a family-friendly show. And if I were you, I'd be worried about what adult Caillou is going to do to your team next season. Out here hiring a bald Dutch manager. That guy is balder than my own manager, bro. That guy is balder than a Formula One tire. Get out of here. What are you talking about? You have failure waiting for you. Anna, I cannot wait. See, my hate has shifted from Arsenal to Liverpool now. Now I don't have chest for Arsenal fans. Liverpool, I'm waiting.
Okay, let's dive right in. I guess it's only Man United Arsenal game. Let me. What are your thoughts? Well, on it's first time this season, so let Bola start because of what are your thoughts about the game?
Okay. It was a very shambolic game. The players were all over the place. And even though we went into the lead, I was a bit nervous. The game was really open, and the clinical finisher or a player that would have made a difference. I'm sure that would have grabbed something out of the game. But all in all, I'm grateful that we had maximum points, and it's down to the wire on final day next week, Sunday, on who wins the title. So at least keep it open until the end. Anything can happen. Fingers crossed. But all in all, it was a good game. I'm grateful that we got maximum points.
Okay. Ovi, what happened to your boys today? Why not they fear Old Trafford? Tell me what you did. Why? What is it? United team, first of all, right? Ever in our lifetimes. And again, this was Team C, not just the worst team performance-wise. This was our Team C too. We had like what 12, 13, like the whole first level out. I thought you guys were going to come and run all, I expected a reaction, to be fair, but you tell me what happened to your boys today? I didn't understand that performance.
So going into the game the last few days, I was thinking Arsenal will probably win 3-4-1. 3 or 4. That's what I was thinking. When I saw the lineup today, I was like, this is revenge for 8-2. This is happening. We're doing this. But that was just my heart talking. My head always knew that this was going to be a difficult game. We have a poor record here. It doesn't matter. You guys can play your youth team. We'll probably still struggle. It doesn't matter. It's just the atmosphere, the history behind the game, the record there. It's going to play some part on the player's mind, on their ability. So I wasn't surprised that the game ended up the way it ended up. But on paper, it should be a 6-5-0 easy. I expected Bruno to play. I thought Rafa was going to be available. So when I saw that lineup,
I was surprised. It came out during the week that they were training. I was surprised when I saw. Like, oh,
Bruno is training, McTominay is back, and Rashford is training. So I was like, okay, that makes a big difference. That's going to be a good game then. So when I saw that McTominay was your 10 or whatever it was, I was like, okay, maybe this 8-2 can come back and we can revenge finally after all this years. But I knew that was just my heart.
Don't forget the 6-1. Don't forget the 6-1.
Oh, yeah, it's not going to happen because we can't do that yet because we still have the mental barrier to cross over. We won, I think, the COVID season 1-0-2, but like last 14 games we've only won that game. So it wasn't going to be an easy game by any standard, no matter who you guys put out there. So the fact that we're able to win, I mean, that's all that was needed. It was especially poor from the midfield, not being able to hold on to the ball. I mean, defensively, Arsenal has built their challenge this season on the defense. But the fact that on the ball, we couldn't even string a few passes together sometimes, that was what was disappointing. But other than that, it's a win. At this point, we're talking about results. It's just to get this game to the last day and hope that Spurs can do us a favor. Pretty much. I think West Ham have already given up on that. So let's hope on Spurs somehow. But yeah, it wasn't a game for the purists. It was just a game Arsenal were trying to win. And I would say the positive I also take from this is no matter the situation, at least in Premier League at least, the Arsenal coaches have done the work to the point where if they are leading, they have faith in their team to hold on to that lead if they need to. So we've seen that time and again this season, and that's pleasing to see for Arsenal. Over the years, we lacked backbone. Sometimes we lacked structure. So to see that we are leading 1-0 or 2-1 in the game, 10 minutes to go, we can hold on to that game. Appear in the Premier League, that's pleasing to see.
Okay. I got a comment. What are your thoughts about the game?
Oh, man, listen, Manchester United won, Arsenal won is what I should be saying right now. I should be calling Arsenal, ABC FC, Arsenal Bottling Company FC. I should be calling them choke jobs. I should be saying they're choking on a, you know what. But the fact is, bruv, when my manager hands me my first home defeat to Arsenal in the last 16 years, this guy,
it's not the first home. We lost to them. We lost to them COVID season. Remember part.
It doesn't count. Don't count. We don't count that. We don't count.
Okay.
We don't care. Like this man oversaw what? This first time they did double on us in the last 15 years?
Yeah.
Woman. Like what? And the guy is just a useless. And bro, Ollie never did this to me. And I hated that guy.
Ollie was our best manager.
Ollie, don't do revisionism. No.
Yes, I'm being honest with you. Okay.
Ollie never did this to me. Jose, as much as I hated him, he never did this to me. Right. Not only am I sitting here holding an L, this man over here talking about supposed to do us a favor. I'm going to win the trophy. What am I hearing, bro? What world is this? What world am I living? I do not want to live in this world. Not this world. Bro, this is crazy. I'm sitting here in the bro, we're so shit we cannot even wear our team's jersey. Look at these two.
Yeah.
Look at these two.
Black.
Yeah, you're wearing black because it's your team's funeral.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like this is ridiculous. And do not get me started. Do not get me started. Right, on how clueless, on how useless we are up front. Bro, that front three, that front four today, McTominay at number 10, bro, remove that number 1 in front of him is a 0. Man is a 0 in that number 10 position. He's not a 10, he's a 0.
Ahmad was okay, though. I thought Ahmad was okay. Ahmad was okay.
Whatever. But he I didn't get injured and came off in the second half. Bro, once again, we put all our hopes on Megan Rapinoe's child, bro. Seriously. We put all our hopes on Alejandro Garnacho's. This boy is not a good footballer. How many times are you United fans going to keep hyping up a footballer that is not a footballer? This man is merely somebody who, look, there's a difference between a footballer and somebody who plays football. 90% of the players in this Manchester United squad merely play football. That's all they do. You are not a footballer. The only footballers on that pitch today, Kobe Mainoo, Amrabat. Amrabat was the best player on the pitch. And Arsenal was there for the taking today. These men are dead food. These guys are horrible. Arsenal were terrible today. They showed up to Old Trafford and they choked. Let's not get it twisted. This was their best starting 11 and they choked. They choked in front of a bunch of C-Tech footballers. And yet we couldn't do anything. Nah, I'm not hearing it. And you know what? The United fans will sit here and talk about, it wasn't too bad. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad because Arsenal came and they do what they usually do. Chocomilo FC, bro. This man choke. That's all they do. And we still, their midfield was like a quick trip. BP. 24-hour gas station, bro. That thing was open. Amrabat was running through that midfield. Amrabat's easily one of the worst signings we've had this season. Actually, maybe the worst. This man was bossing the midfield. Declan Rice, man had no beans today. He didn't have shit. Odegaard, dead food. Bukayo Saka, dead food. Shall I continue? Havertz, dead food.
I mean, great assist.
Dead food, bro. Bro, I'm not sitting here talking about it wasn't too bad. We expected 5-1. We expected 4-0. No. This is Man United Arsenal, bro. When matches like this come around, form goes out of the window. And we saw that. We saw Arsenal lose form. Why? Because they came and they didn't do what we expected them to do. So, I mean, look, I'm not having it. I am not having it. This coach is absolute garbage. Bro, that guy is so bored I can fry an egg on his head, bro. Seriously, this guy is useless. This guy has overseen easily the worst. Worst performance.
Bold life matters. We have a guest that.
I know.
Well, you know what? Last time I checked, you are not applying for the Manchester United job. Seriously, they say people who are bald should be more. They're usually more intelligent than the average person. Brother, I don't see it with this man, bro. This man is selling weed on that pitch. He's selling first grade Amsterdam weed, and I'm not going to forgive a manager that supervised 2 defeats to Arsenal in the space of 1 season. I'm not going to forgive that. You know me, Ayo. After loving Manchester United, Arsenal is my second biggest. I mean, hating Arsenal is my second biggest passion in football. I know. On the days United win, on the days we win, if Arsenal wins on the same day, I become sad. On the days I lose, if Arsenal loses on that same day, I become happy. That's how much I hate this man, bro. Seriously. But I have to sit here. And face the probability. It's not just the possibility at this point. The probability that these guys are going to show armpits this season. While I'm just over here doing this. And don't talk to me about the FA Cup. Don't talk to me about the FA Cup. Bro.
Hey, is it true?
So, nah. I'm done. I'm done.
Today. big shout out to the women's team, FA Cup champions.
Get out of here, bro. Get out of here.
Hey.
No, seriously. That's all I got to say. But as far as like performance, Amrabat, big up yourself, bro. Best player on the pitch today. Best player on the pitch today. Yes.
Let's talk about was that a penalty or not?
Absolutely.
It was a penalty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a pen, but then I'm not gonna sit here and talk about we should have.
I know it's just talking points because the game was a dead game.
It was a dead game.
Two major talking points. That was one, and I think Casemiro, just staying that far off.
Well, see, that is a symptom. So what? The fact that it took us to commit a defensive error like that for Arsenal to score just shows how dead they were.
Yeah, they
right.
were.
And Arsenal were not good today. They only took advantage of a team that just has no basic understanding of the fundamentals of football. You push that line up. You push it up. I don't care who you are. You can be a 16-year-old center back. Push that line all the way up, bro. And man would have been offside. So, look, Casemiro, brother, it's time, innit? It's time. It's been time. And I've just never seen a team that just does not know how to do the basics of football. The basics of football. And defensively, honestly, we weren't too bad today. Aside from that one,
Why do you think we're not bad today?
Because Arsenal.
What was the second reason?
Honestly, I think the second reason is because you put Mainu and Amrabat in front of the defense.
Something he could have done all season.
He could have been doing that all season. And imagine he'd been doing that all season, and with Bruno in front of him. I mean, I don't rate Bruno, you know me, but then that would have been a better midfield than whatever he's been doing. Yeah, Mainu and Amrabat sitting in front of that back four, it paid dividends.
He could have done that all season.
He could have been doing that all season. But again, bruv, they've been frying egg on the man's head all season. The man can't think. The man cannot think. And again, I'm going to go back to Garnacho. That man does not know how to play football. I don't care. Everything went through him, yet not one time did he make the right decision on the football. Not one.
He's a kid now.
Nah, I'm not hearing it. Kid. No. Let me. This is the last one I'm going to make before I stop. When we talk about these, footballers being kids, you have to understand that in our respective jobs, you might have 10 years of experience, blah blah blah. Garnacho at the age of what? I don't know. He's 20 years old right now. This man has been kicking balls since he was 5. He has 15 years of experience doing this. So I'm not hearing that he's a kid. He's not a kid. Absolutely not. The man has a child himself. So what are you talking about? He has enough to reproduce, but the man can't produce shit on the pitch. All of a sudden he needs Viagra on the pitch. Get out of here, bro. I'm done.
Okay. Go down. First, let's talk about penalty. Do you think that was penalty?
No, I don't think it was. And this is not me. This is not me being an Arsenal fan.
Yes, it is.
I'm just being very neutral here. There's contact with the ball, and for me, I don't think that was enough in terms of a clear-cut shout for a penalty. In fact, on social media, it was never a talking point. It's not a heated talking point, which further goes to show credibility that it's a no call for me.
Was Havertz's penalty against Bournemouth that penalty?
No. Again, I would be honest. I would say no. I do not like it when players drag their feet and
at least the man has some honor.
Contact. Yeah, that's right. So that's it.
That's what I saw today. I saw a similar thing, similar to what the Havertz one. And that one was given. This wasn't given. Okay, you disagree. It looks like you disagree.
No, I don't. Honestly, I didn't see today's one. I missed it, and I've never seen the replay. But for the Havertz penalty, what I would say is that the issue is more with the consistency. Some referees will blow those as penalties, and some won't. The idea is you got to make it clear. If you're dragging your feet or whatever it is you're doing, leaving your leg to be hit, and it's pretty clear. There has to be, you got to stand one way or another. And one match they blow it for one team, and whatever it is that the referee blows, the longer the season has gone on, the less likely VAR is to overturn anything.
Yeah.
So they don't want to overturn anything. So it just depends on the referee. I can almost assure you, if the referee had blown, I'm sure even for today's one, it probably would be overturned.
Yeah.
So it's just
And
the problem is the consistency. You got to make it clear. What are we doing? Are we trying to say you can leave the leg? Are you trying to say you can't leave the leg? And then if that's the case, stick with it.
I agree with you. And you know, I want to bring out Arsenal versus Bayern Munich, the first leg. You know, the incidents with Bukayo as well. You know, as much as it was a very bitter pill to swallow, I didn't think it was a penalty because it looks like Bukayo made sure that there was contact. You know, and at the end of the day, look, you have to look at the intent of the keeper and also acknowledge the fact that football is a contact sport.
Yeah.
Right. So a player cannot trade his leg and then fall over, and then you now say it's a penalty. I don't think it should.
That's fair.
Like Ovi said, there should be a bit of consistency, and you know, it should be looked into.
That's fair. Regarding Garnacho, my comeback is you saw my comment on our group chat on that comment. I was very frustrated with his end product. I think it's been this way even when we had that purple patch. Was that November when we were scumbagging our way with 1-0 against dead teams and United fans were like praising him or whatever? Like, you know, I always give him measured praise. I'm like, I think he's good. I've seen him improve. You know, ball progression. I think he's been overplayed. His end product is still really, really a lot to be desired. But he should not be somebody that we're depending on. And that's just the fact, right? Right? Should not be depending on Garnacho. We should not be. But I was still for sure, but his performance still was bad. I agree with that comment. It was really bad today. All our attacks, counters died with him. His decision making. There were times where cutbacks. I saw one Casemiro, like 2 people on the box, just cut the ball back, you know. But again, we all know that goes down to coaching, right? The coaching approach for United is get the ball to the winger and then figure it out. That's all. There's no like patterns of play. There's no like overlaps under. There's nothing. Everything is all, you know, intuitive when you watch them. There's no real patterns of play. So that falls more on the manager. I think Arsenal, we had more possession. I'm looking at possession stats now, but we had a lot of what I call possession in less dangerous areas. You know, in Arsenal, I think it was on purpose by Arteta, right? He like packed the middle and like, okay, you guys can do whatever you do out wide. In the middle, I'm going to make sure there's that block, and you are not going to go through that block in the middle. We didn't create good shots. I don't remember any good shot on goal. There was the Anthony, you know, after winning the ball back on Party, I think weak back pass. That was a back pass. And there was one Casemiro just tried from outside the box for no reason.
No reason.
What was this shot for?
I think the only other good one was in the beginning of the very beginning of the game when Højlund just scuffs it.
But that was a shot on goal. There was no shot on target. That was just that was the big. I think that was our big chance. I'm looking at
that was our big chance.
I think a very good chance was when Partey lost the ball in front of the box.
Yeah. Like he didn't get work. So my point is, in that sense, Arsenal were the better team, right? Onana had to make 2 good stops. The one to Martinelli, the one to Rice. Like they had leading general shots on goal, but overall it was a scruffy, bad game. Arsenal did what they needed to do. They got their goal, you know.
Yeah, and but you know, I feel that we're expecting a lot out of these players. You have Meno, you have Ahmad, and I'm surprised they didn't mention that's Ogakwame. I'm surprised you didn't mention Ahmad as one of your better players. I thought he was very decent.
I'm only focusing on the negatives.
Now you have a Garnacho who's supposed to be the main guy. You have Meno, you have a couple of the youngsters and all of that. These guys ordinarily should not even be first team players. They should come in and give the squad depth. But as it's were now, they're the main players. You cannot give what you don't have.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I think we just need to get off this, especially United fans. We need to get off this high horse and expect that the next 2-3 years should be a building phase. You know, whatever comes, you know, take it, rebuild. And today, Garnacho might be good garbage. It doesn't mean that in 2 years' time he won't be the main guy with proper coaching and all of that. You know, So, we're expecting too much of these guys.
I agree. I've seen this guy smirking. Obi smirking is just getting me angry.
I still want to delete him so bad from this one. I want to remove him right now.
His smirking is like, take advice from us. That's how he's looking like, take advice.
So I wanted to ask something. Like on Garnacho talk, it's aimless sometimes, but I mean there were times, I'm not comparing him now to Ronaldo or anything, but I'm just saying there were times at the beginning where Ronaldo looked like he used to make a lot of bad decisions.
Yeah.
But So he can get better, and he has the ingredients. He has the pace. I mean, the white team is a 10 or something. He's a white player, so he can still become a very good player. The issue, I look at the Man U's team, and in my opinion, you have 3 starters that played today. I'm thinking Rasmus, Casemiro, maybe, and Dalo. I'm assuming if everybody's fit, those 3 guys will start.
Yeah.
I'm assuming pretty much.
So
you can't be too hard on them if that's the case. Like, I mean, the team is really that's on paper. Like that Man U squad today wasn't good. I looked at the bench and I was even like, wow, what's
I was
going
happy.
on? So,
I was happy when I saw that bench.
so I mean, I'm really, I mean, on a normal day, if this was like week 30, I'll be disappointed with the 1-0. But because of where we are now, I'm not even talking about, I just needed the W today. Anyhow it came, just get W. So, what I would say for Man U fans, don't be too hard on your team today. I mean, I watched Crystal Palace get them out, and I was just hoping it was going to be something similar. But you guys did better. That's one. And the rebuild you're talking about is going to be painful. You might have to cancel contract. We did it. It was painful then for us, but you have to do it. You got
look at me collecting therapy advice from Arsenal fans. look, no, seriously, just listen to this. I'm here at a therapy session, and Arsenal fans are giving me advice.
It's supposed to be a review.
You might have to one Bissaka. You might have to do one of those things.
This was
I absolutely agree with you.
Right? This was supposed to be a review, though, right? That's the funny thing about it. To wrap this up, this was supposed to be a review on that.
Yeah, but you have too many injuries.
No. I'm not talking. So I'm going past. I feel like we've gone past this game. This game was the write-off. I knew we were losing this game like weeks ago. When I saw the injury list and I saw that none of the guys came back, I had maybe small hope for a draw during the week. When I said this, Bruno, Rashford, Martinez, I was like, if 2 or 3 guys come into the team, something might happen. I could see that potentially. But when I just saw the lineup, I checked it. I said, we're losing this game. And I put in a group chat. Hope they take it easy on us. Being protecting us. I told my guys, there's no way. I didn't see anything that will happen on the pitch.
I know how Rashford takes it upon himself. When he sees Arsenal, no, I don't agree.
Pretty good stand.
He'll do everything. Yeah.
So I knew that once none of those guys were there, defense makers, I was like, nothing's going to happen. But just taking it above all of this, this was supposed to be a rebuild on that 10 Hag. But I guess that's a different podcast for another day. It's a different podcast for another day, so that we don't spend time on that. That was a good conversation. Let's move on. So this was Oga Kwame's question. It's not like brought this question, sent it to me. I said, it's a good question. So if you have to choose your top 3 managers of the season in the Premier League, you can't use the traditional top 6. That's what I mean by that. You can't use nobody from Manchester United, Man City, Arsenal.
Manchester United?
That's
really? Really?
We are. You can't.
No. He Guadalajara knows he's taking the piss right now.
I want to state it because it's like I just look at who's in the top 4. That's why I want to state all the teams, right? So the traditional 6 is United, Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Spurs,
and Chelsea.
So if you had to choose your top 3, who are yours? Let me start with Ovi. Who's your top 3?
So for me, top 3, I will have. I mean, I know I banter him. I know it's our uncle that we love, but I'll have to go with Unai Emery because I mean they're likely to finish 4th Champions League. That's not whatever you say about him. He finishes badly. He's having a poor run right now, but I mean to get them there in the first place. So you have to always consider him. I will say Unai Emery, even though they pretty much bottled the Conference League and all that. But I mean, they're still 4th, so I have to give him some praise for that. It's not easy in the Premier League. That's one. I will go with for some reason, his name just skipped my mind. The Bournemouth coach. Yes. I mean, he came and it looked like he got his team working, got his striker confident, and they were doing well. So I like him. And then I like, of course, even though they went out early in Champions League, Eddie Howe, I feel like they had a late resurgence, climbing up the table. At some point, they finished like 9th or 10th or something, but they've pushed on towards the last few weeks and they're coming back up. I would like to give a shout out to the Crystal Palace guy. He he has been able to make a lot of attackers that have been struggling in Crystal Palace, like Mateta,
looking like Drogba. Wow.
Looks so good, looks so confident, scoring goals. And like I said, when you see something like that, it's not because he just told the guy you're a nice guy or something. It's because he has put in some coaching on the training field. So good kudos to him. I like what he has done. I like the fact that Crystal Palace has finished the season very strong. And but that's also prepared. I mean, I know he wasn't there the whole season. That's why he didn't make my top three. But I just wanted to give him a shout out at least for what he's done in the last few weeks.
Okay, agreed. Bolan, who's your top three?
My list is almost similar to V Zone. I'll start with, and in no particular order, I'll start with Unai Emery. I think he's done a good job. I mean, almost cracking that top four position is very commendable. While he was at Arsenal, I don't think we give him a fair chance, to be honest.
You know what? You're the first Arsenal fan that's admitted it that I know. So kudos to you. Kudos to you for saying this.
We actually did not, we trolled him a lot, and and we let him go for two, like, very easily.
EJ, please make sure you clip this, because every time me and EJ go back and forth, like I need to make sure this is in the clip. You're the first person that's admitted. Every time I say it, they call me an Emery apologist. But go ahead.
So yeah, I think he's done good. I would say Sean Dyche has done a commendable job. Everton got docked 8 points, and I kid you not, for like 3 years, I always say this every year, Everton deserves to be relegated because they're always very garbage. Like, always in a relegation tussle, they lose games. They've never been like on top of their game and everything. However, this season they got docked 8 points and they're still comfortably safe. Aside that, players like the striker,
Calvert-Lewin.
Calvert-Lewin, yeah, he's been doing the job. And then the defenders, Myalenko and the rest of them, they've been keeping clean sheets. They've been very functional and all of that. So it's positive and it's heartwarming to see how they've performed. And I look forward to them, like doing much, much better next season. And then finally would be Iraola. Iraola has done a great job. And shout out to the Crystal Palace manager as well. Eze, Olise, Mateta, they've all been doing good, and they've had a tremendous last quarter of the year. So yeah, it's basically that's my top three, and special shout out to the Crystal Palace manager. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, very good list. Kwame.
Yeah, I'm putting Oliver Glasner at number one, and I know he's not been there the whole season, but the man is just turning water into wine. Seriously, I think he did win the Europa League last season, did he not? With Eintracht Frankfurt
2 seasons ago.
2 seasons ago, okay. And the guy actually, that's a coach. The man actually can coach, because look, if you can make a goal scorer out of Jean-Philippe Mateta, brother, seriously, like Mateta is like the football version of Mateta. Went from 0 to hero. Seriously. Nah, big man thing.
Okay. You're dropping bars now.
Seriously. The guy is cooking, and he came cooking out of nowhere. And bro, that ridiculous shot, he whooped past Onana. That shit is plastered in my memory. Like I will never forget that. The man is absolutely balling. And Crystal Palace, you can tell these guys not only has Oliver Glasner like actually made them play better football, the shape is shaping. Their shape is he always gets the right shape for every match. And he's like he understands the weaknesses of his opponents perfectly. So shout out to him. I know he's been there for only maybe like 3 months. I don't remember when he got there. But they finally got out of the chokehold of the fossil football, Roy Hodgson FC. Now they actually have a real coach. Iraola, same thing. Bournemouth, Solanke, bro. Seriously.
19 goals, right?
You know what?
21 goals.
Yeah. Yes.
What?
Yes. Dominic Solanke, bro. Like this, and you know what's crazy? Somebody will drop 50 million for Solanke this summer. Seriously, and I feel like Manchester United will be the dumb team, right? To drop 50 or 60 million, the same way they did for Mason Mount, who will amount to nothing, right? For Dominic Solanke. But then they will have no understanding that you drop that kind of money for a player. The guy looks good because of the system he's playing under, you know. But yeah, Andoni Raiola, the man is doing things over there. And Unai Emery, you know, that one is yeah, he's actually a really good coach. Emery actually coaches really well. Yeah, but I just want to add and say that I'm very, very happy that the Vincent Company noise has died down. Because when that man brought Burnley up, oh my God, blah, blah, shut up. Go back down, bro. Go back down. Like, what are we talking about? Man out here wearing face cap like an Atlanta thug. Get out of here, bro. Go back down to wait.
It is arrogance that vexes me. Post press arrogance. And he will play garbage and he will come and give you.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So,
you know, on a different side note, I always tell people like, and I actually want to do it. Let me be clear. People United fans say I want McKenna to do it when it comes, right? But the one thing I always say, like scaling up from the Championship Premier League, the scale up is
brother.
Huge. Yeah, got like 100 points, right? Am I wrong? 100 points. Crazy amount of points, right? But it doesn't translate sometimes. So that's why I'm telling you to calm down.
It doesn't scale.
Fans telling me, maybe we should go and get Kieran McKenna. I say, guys,
right.
People stop saying things that are ridiculous like this. Like, just relax. Just relax, you know?
Yeah. I just want to add quickly that it's, like you said, that gap, the three teams that came up went back, even with all the point deduction.
Correct.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, but I didn't think Luton would go down because amongst the three of them they played the best football, you know, but it just wasn't enough for them.
Yeah, they had a stretch where they were competitive against the big sides. That's what they did. When they played the other teams, they're not able to do the same thing. That's what I saw about them. You guys have said my team, but I'll say, you know, just add a couple of things why. My number one is Unai Emery, because I'm making this because I'm factoring resources, right? In compared to the resources they have. Unai Emery's why is my number one is you look at that Villa squad now, right? And I want everybody to just cast their mind pre-Unai Emery. Let's just remember that. Remember, you know, Aura Man was there. Stephen G, the fraud, the Aura Man fraud.
Yeah.
When he had 2 wins, people were calling, oh, look at his aura. Please, get out of here. Like, just cast your mind how we thought about the Villa squad. That's the point I'm trying to make here, right? And 18 months now all of us have agreed that Oli Watkins is a good player. Nobody cared for Oli Watkins. I remember that.
Yep.
All of us now think John McGinn.
Yep. He had him.
Amara. Like this squad that was there.
Yep.
Bailey. We were laughing at these guys back then.
The only meaningful addition to that squad is probably like Pau Torres and the Diaby. That's it.
Correct.
Everything else is the same.
Same squad.
Yeah.
And they've suffered big injuries, right? They lost their captain. What's that guy? The English international that uses left. What's his name? I don't remember his name now. The center back. They lost.
Oh, Tyrone Mings.
They lost the other center back. They lost Digne. They lost.
Yeah, Luka Digne was gone. Matty Cash too was gone for a while too.
Yeah, big injuries, and he's able to steer them. They played very well. They beat Arsenal home and away. They beat City.
Yes.
They're playing Liverpool tomorrow. I don't know how that will end. Like, they've beaten big teams, right? Somehow, you know, our manager has found a way. I don't know what did with Devil. Somehow, Man United beat them home and away. I don't know how we beat Villa home and away. Like, when I think of like the kind of results we've had this season, like we beat them home and away. But you know, that's how
a broken clock is correct twice a day. So
correct. So yes, number one is Unai Emery. For them to be where they are, they've outperformed people with far better resources. Number two for me is Raiola, right? I know when he first came, his first 9 games, he lost like 6, and people were like, oh, this guy. But after he made some adjustments tactically in how they played, And out of possession, they are one of the most difficult teams to play. The way they press, Bournemouth, their pressing is ridiculous. And he's managed to make a team which most of us can look like that's probably relegation quality team, that Bournemouth team. That's the proper relegation quality team. And all of a sudden, Sri Lanka scored 21 goals doing the Naruto celebration. Like, Sri Lanka? Really? Mariola, water to wine is the perfect definition of what Mariola has done to that Bournemouth team. Because I think that's the one that, in compared to the quality they have and what they are doing, like, how are these people here? So Bournemouth is my number. Then the last one is Glasner. I say this because you remember how Palace looked like they were legit in relegation trouble under Hudson. Had Hudson, they had some injuries, but he came in immediately, changed formation, looked at the players he had. Who are my best three players? Is Olise, Eze, and Mateta in that diamond. And he now added a guy from the academy, the Watson kid.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
That's the kid I think somebody's going to poach in the next year or two. He's really good. You can see how comfortable he's on the ball. He reminds me of like a young Matic when he first came to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Like wow, this guy is so calm on the ball, close control. So Ole Glasner has been incredible. So that's the third person. I guess my shout out would probably go to, if I'm going to give any shout out, it would be to, this might sound very unpopular. I think Poch gets a shout out for me. But it's not
honestly, I think Ange, shout out.
Yeah, but
it sounds crazy.
They're not top six. They're not top six.
That's true. That's true. Top six.
Yeah, but I think that's it for.
So no one thinks Van Dijk did a great job.
He has done an incredible job. I think he has actually. When I think about it, with the point deduction and their resources.
I mean, Pickford was his second in the Golden Glove run race.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But Pickford is always a high performer.
Who's number one? Who's the
Arsenal, right?
Oh shit. Okay.
We need to discuss that at some point, though. Does Raya deserve it? And who's the better keeper, Ramsdale or Raya?
Oh,
that's an easy.
I think Balaam is a Ramsdale fan.
I'm a huge Ramsdale fan, honestly. Yeah.
Ramsey is all vibes. That's the problem. He's a good He's a good keeper. There's no argument to say he's as good as Raya. Raya is not much better, but it's better. It's that simple.
I want to ask you a question.
All the metrics point to
Raya had faced the number of shots.
His foot. So what's the problem?
Wait. I want to say two quick things. If Raya faces the number of shots Ramsdale faced last year, would he have won the Golden Boot? Secondly, we say Ramsdale is better. Raya is better with his feet. Ramsdale is not bad as well. He edges Ramsdale slightly better. However, in terms of being a well-rounded keeper, I'll choose Ramsdale over Raya. But honestly, in all honesty.
So let me give you my own points. The way Arsenal want to play, Arteta, he said he doesn't like the word control. I think he said he wants dominance. That's what he wants. The way Arsenal want to play, they don't want to concede many shots. They don't need to be conceding many shots. And if you look at Arsenal this season, we hardly concede shots in any game. It doesn't matter if I play Man City, it doesn't matter who it is we're playing. We don't concede shots. So that's one. Ramsdale needs the shot to keep him engaged in the game. The way Arsenal players, we want to have like 2 shots against us in the whole match, and we want somebody who's focused the whole game. Sometimes your lack of positioning, your lack of coming out will make you receive more shots. But Raya is very front-footed, and in the middle of the season, there were a few goals that came in from him being too front-footed. But him being so front-footed played a lot of balls that would have been headers and chances on his goal, which they won't even come because he's going to rush out there and catch the ball before it becomes an issue. That's one. So he's not going to. There's no way he's going to consider as much as Ramsdale, because Ramsdale would rather stay on the line and want to make that glamorous save where he's doing bicycle kick with his leg and his hand is flying the other direction. That's fine. That's good for him. But it's all vibes. In important matches, important teams that want to win stuff, you don't care about vibes. You have to be focused the whole match. whether you like it or not, just be focused. You can't say, oh, because you only had one shot in the whole match, I'm not focused. That doesn't mean anything. That's one, like I said. If he's slightly better with him with his feet, and all the metrics show that in terms of saves, Raya is still making more saves. So what is the problem?
Aerially, I do. If I jump in here, I think aerially, that's part I agree. I think it's better. Raya is better at coming from.
Raya is so front-footed. He runs that claims a lot of crosses out of shots. So that's why he's not considering those shots, because he's so front-footed. But
I don't want to extend this argument because of time.
Wait. All I know is I remember when Ramsdale came out and said he struggles to concentrate for 90 minutes. So I think the reason Arteta can't play this guy, because like I need to give this guy Adderall so he can concentrate. Either that, or you give him an iPad so he can watch Coco Melon and concentrate for 90 minutes.
That is undoing.
I agree. I think I missed this comment from a while back when we were talking about Arne Slot, Liverpool's manager.
People.
Bal versus Baldy of the Baltimore Linger.
I read that. That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a good one. Sure.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm surprised there are more comments. Okay, let's go into let me take the 7 comment. Please. Don't play with that. Player of the season, a young player of the season.
Globally or in Premier League?
Premier League. Oh, I should have made it. Premier League.
Player of the season, Premier League. Bro, I'm giving it. Huh?
I think it's a hard one. Right.
Yeah, I'll probably give it to Cole Palmer, Dominic Solanke, maybe Ollie Watkins. I'm not looking at Arsenal. If you guys think I'm going to look at Arsenal, forget it. Manchester City, I'm not looking at Manchester City. But I'll go.
It's your players, it's your choice. You can give whoever you want.
Exactly. This is my. I'll do Cole Palmer. It is like Chelsea should just change their name to CPFC, Cole Palmer FC. That's what they are. When you see CPFC, it's not Super.
14 penalties, because when
I don't care.
You were calling me Bruno Fernandes. It was people like
Yeah. But the difference between Cole Palmer and Bruno Fernandes is this: Cole Palmer actually has a football brain. Yeah. Bruno Fernandes does not.
Okay, here we go.
And not only will Cole Palmer see a pass, Cole Palmer actually has the ability to actually find the pass and execute. Bruno Fernandes is just brother, like just that man does a shootout. Like nobody doesn't. This is not a Bruno Fernandes thing. But I'll put Cole Palmer, I'll put Dominic Solanke, and I'll put Ollie Watkins up there as players of the season. Young player of the season. Yeah. Kobe Maino. Yeah, Kobe Maino. What are you talking about? Oh, whoa, hold on. No, are you laughing? Because I'll tell you this. You will take Kobe Maino and put him in your team in a heartbeat right now. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, we'll put him in your
Okay.
we'll put him in our 31 team.
You dickhead. What?
I'll take him.
What? No. Wait.
Wait. Kobe is not going to bench.
What is the color of the weed that you're smoking?
Bench Odegaard is not going to bench party. So where are we going to put him?
No. We're saying young player of the season. Right.
Yeah, but there's so many young players that are Obama is still a young player. So why can't they be choosing Kobe when there's people like Saka, Obama?
Saka.
Yeah,
brother.
I mean, as Kobe playing games this is
I've told you my own choice. I don't care what you pick. Mine, I'm picking either Cole Palmer, Dominic Solanke, or what's his name?
So who's your young player then?
And my young player is Kobe Mainu. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, young player is Kobe Mainu.
Ovi, jumping since you already jumped already. Ovi, tell us.
Yeah. Okay. So for me,
What you pick, Robodin?
I am proud and biased.
Of course.
So, I mean, I saw that the list that they put up for player of the season. I mean, obviously, everybody pointed out quickly that Rodri was not there, which made no sense.
Yeah.
But I mean, of the guys that are there, I never liked voting for the player of the season when the season is still. because I always feel like
I agree.
I want to lean towards the team who won. I don't mind giving the best player on the team who won. That's how I like to do it. But right now, since I'm assuming Arsenal's going to win, I'll go with I'll go with Declan Rice. He has taken us. I mean, he has just put the same consistency for us. I mean, we are just stable now. There's no force. I mean, 90% of his games is giving us above a 7, 8 or and above. There are 1 or 2 games where he struggled, but I mean, you can't ask for anymore. You cannot. I mean, nobody even mentioned his price tag. That is ridiculous for someone that spent £100 million or plus on
105. 105.
That's £100 million plus.
Oh, okay.
So
I was just making sure.
Okay. So that's saying that once you can do that, the same thing Ben White did. When Ben White can say, 50 million for this guy is not good. Look at, but nobody mentions Ben White's price anymore because he has lived up to the price tag and more. Same thing with this guy. So for me, my player of the season is Declan Rice.
Declan Rice. Nah, you might as well put Odumodu Black as player of the season, bro.
So for your player of the year, I know he's not on form now. It seems like things have.
I'm waiting.
I think he knows where I'm going. So I mean, I have to go for my star boy. I mean, come on now.
Jesus.
I mean, look at the GA, look at the stats, look at everything. I mean, he has scored 20. He has more than 30 GA in all competitions this season. This is Bukayo Saka that is 22. Kopama, yes, has good GA and free folding, I agree. But Kopama, more than half of his goals are penalties. So I don't, and Meno, I mean,
Saka has penalties too. Saka has a lot of penalties too.
I compare Meno
but not half of his goals.
Like 5 or so. I compare Meno with Ethan Waneri. I mean, they're still kids. They just because Man U is so poor, that's why you can even get the chance to play. So, I mean, Meno, yeah, he's a good kid, but I'm talking about player of the season.
This man is comparing my own player to Ethan Waneri. Are you smoking weed? What?
What are we talking about? Meno. Meno what? Let's put this kid in 2 years' time, we cannot talk about him being young player of the year. But for now, I mean, him and Waneri, they are at the same level.
Continue. Wow. Ayo, are you seeing the insult? Are you seeing the insult? Okay.
Let me talk.
All right.
So I said, my opinion is based on Arsenal winning the league. So that's where I'm going. If Arsenal won the league, I might be saying Rodri and somebody else. But Arsenal winning the league to me for now, we're on top of the table. So I would just say Declan Rice and the young player, I will give it to my. And when I give it to Starboy, it's not because I just like Starboy. I honestly feel, and me and I have discussed this before. Mm-hmm. Saliba is going to take defending to another level, and I feel he's already a world-class player. And if not because Starboy is Starboy, I will give it to Saliba because I watch him play, and for his age, the way he's defending, it's another thing. These are what dreams are built on. So
we go to Barcelona or Real Madrid. Continue.
He might. That's my fear. But from what I'm seeing from him at that age, for a defender, center back, it's unreal. It's not been seen in a long time. So those are my.
God, I hate when I hear Ovi have chest like this. I hate seeing Ovi like this. Good Lord! Yeah. Wow.
Bring back those days. I remember those days. The 2-8 finishes.
Seriously, bro.
It was so fun.
I went from watching Ovi have no chest. Now, Terry Crews. This man has more chest than Terry Crews, bro.
Do you remember Ovi will come on the pod then? He won't even have Arsenal jersey on.
Yes.
You see that he just woke up from sleep.
God.
He care about the jersey then.
That's why I say keep believing God, oh, whatever you are going through. You will survive it. Ovi is a testimony.
I have a old videos. He just come there. It will take time. Ovi will come like a pastor that's preaching. All those pastors that's trying to calm the.
This life no balance. This life no balance.
I saw something I saw fundamentals in Arteta that I thought could work. I saw some fundamentals early on that I thought could work. That's why I had that faith.
No problem if you say that. No problem. Balam. Who's your player of the season?
Even I am an Arsenal fan, and I know that Saka is not deserving of
I have to be
Premier
biased.
League Player of the Year.
I have to be biased.
I can't believe not. Saka has not been. Nah.
First
But
comment
anyway,
is my opinion is based on Arsenal. Sorry, let me take this comment from Akinola Adigun.
That's my brother.
Brother.
That's my brother, by the way.
Our opinion is based on Arsenal winning the league. OV 2024. Arsenal fans like OV.
You just know the Arsenal hate runs in the family, just so you know.
the Lulu Pro Max.
The Lulu Pro Max.
Anyway, for Player of the Year, my short list would be Palmer, Foden, and Rice. Palmer, before we went live, I was tilting towards Palmer, and that's because it's his breakout season. And yeah, even though 50% of his goals come from penalties, I think it's still a commendable performance in terms of his returns, his goals, his assists, and his general contribution towards Chelsea and their upsurge. Because right now, I think Chelsea is ahead of Manchester United, and you would think that Chelsea have had a worse season than United, but the tables does not translate to that. However, at the end of the day, I chose Foden. My short list was Declan Rice, Foden, and Palmer, but I opted for Foden, and that's because usually De Bruyne is always the main guy, right? Even though De Bruyne is very susceptible to injuries and whatnot, this year he'll come back, right? That's previously he would come back and have like 10, 15 monster games with goals and assists and everything. Now, De Bruyne has not done that this year. I think form and age starting to set in. However, somebody needed to step up, and Foden stepped up. And there's always been this argument between Foden and Saka, that who's better and everything. Let me know, like, if Foden continues in this trajectory and Saka does not pick up his game, Three Lions will drop Saka, and Foden will become the main guy, in all honesty, because Foden has stepped up. And what impresses me most about Foden is his versatility. He can play left wing, right wing, attacking midfielder. And Saka does not give you that. And Foden's shot power and vision is also very commendable. So in terms of player of the year, I think I would tilt towards Foden for that reason. Declan Rice, shout out to him. He's done a great job. It's not easy to come with that price tag, relatively unknown, and then you come and you deliver like that. But I would give it to Foden in terms of player of the year. Now, young player of the season. I was tilting towards a player, for having his breakthrough season. Meno was there, but I said nah. So I went to Saliba, right? And Saliba, being that Saliba is very young, right, and he has formed a formidable pair with Gabriel, right? And earlier we're mentioning about Arsenal's XG. It's not because of Raya that we don't face shots on target. It's because of the three people at the back. Saliba, Gabriel, and Rice.
Yeah.
It was just recently that Partey came back into the team that we're now facing shots, that people are now firing shots at us. I blame Partey for that. But before then, we had
this guy don't like Partey.
If my guys are watching, they go comment. So we had a very solid background. Thanks to Saliba, his composure on the ball. You can't hurry Saliba. You can't push Saliba off the ball. He's very calm and everything. And maybe he's only had one or two mistakes this year. So for me, young player of the season, Saliba, player of the year, Foden. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep mine short for sure. My player of the year is Rodri. I think Rodri has been spectacular this season. He should have been on the list. Forever they didn't put him there. I mean, I don't know how that works, but I think Rodri is my player of the year. And I think my young player of the year has been Saliba. I think Saliba has been exceptional in almost all, especially the second half of the season. He's been exceptional in like breaking up play, games that he has kept Arsenal in, last minute tackles. He's been exceptional. You can see the difference. How him being there all through the season has even kind of elevated. And Gabriel has been good. Let me not take it because he has been good. Scott clutch headers. He has been good. but his presence being there has let Gabriel be who he is. The aggressive front foot, while Saliba just sweeps everything off. So I think Saliba.
And banter aside, also remember last season when Arsenal fell off, it coincided with Saliba's absence from the team. So I think it's one of the reasons why they're actually still in. Probably is the reason why they're still in the race.
Absolutely.
Since Saliba is 23, young players for 21 and under. I think that's
24.
23 and under.
24 and under, because I think it's 24 and it's young.
It's 24. It's 24.
At this point, even myself could be young player. This one, you keep increasing the age. Okay.
So it's 24. Okay, 24 and under. Okay. This is the spontaneous one. I'll talk about. Then we'll end with the non-football question. Best and worst memory of United versus Arsenal. Traumatic. My best memory, in my opinion, is the 6-1.
I loved it.
That was a long time ago. That was 2000 season. But 6-1 is so etched in my head, in my memory, because Arsenal had a good team out that day. The 8-2, I know United like the 8-2, but the 8-2 is kind of squad we had now today. I remember that game. Arsenal had a lot of injuries that day. They had to play. I think that's when Coquelin. If correct me on Iggy, right? That's Coquelin's. That was his Coquelin, Senderos. I think that was debut game. I remember that. I think so. I remember that.
Wasn't Andre Santos there or something like that?
Yeah, Andre Santos. They had a lot of players out injured, just like today.
Mixed up players put in there.
Correct. But that 6-1 full team. Yeah, this was their full team. We hit them for 6. So that's the one that is very, very edgy in my memory. And that's one I like the most. The most traumatic one was them winning the league at Old Trafford. I hate that. I remember that game so well. I still remember it. It was Wiltord. It was so annoying. I remember watching that game in all those viewing centers back in the day. I left. I just left because I was angry. Because that was the time, the era. This is when me and Bolan were still in university together. This was the time of Arsenal playing Igwe. That used to piss me off so much. The Igwe side. That was the Igwe period. That's when Igwe started. That's 2002. So yeah, I remember I was just walking out of that viewing center, very angry. That's the one that's most traumatic because they won the league in our ground. It was so I was so angry. So yeah, that's my best and worst. I'll go to Ovi. Ovi, what's your best and worst moment?
When you life like football is about moments.
Yeah.
And sometimes, apparently now in football, the margins are so little that these moments even become more important. My favorite, my Arsenal over Man U win is a recent one actually. It's the one this season at home. Because 1-1 and then Man U goal, and then they found out that Gabriel bent his body in a funny way and it was offside according to the lines. And then we went ahead and we had the Declan Rice moment. Best goal.
That's what about it pisses me off. It's still talking about the last press conference. Bro, just stop it. Stop this. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, for us, Arsenal fans, we are trying to see, okay, we've bought this player. Do we think we don't? Yeah, it's coming from West Ham. We're not sure. That was the moment I said, this guy has moments. This guy is going to be worth this money. He's going to help us. So for me, it was very pleasing and it's recent. So I enjoyed that game a lot because we went from despair to ecstasy in a matter of minutes. So that's the game. I would say that my worst victory. I can't remember the year, but Arsenal had injury players, and for some reason, Lacazette had been injured, but for some reason they brought him in on the game day. Arsenal fans don't know he was training. Arsenal fans don't know he was available. He came on, and that day I saw, Lacazette available. Oh, we might have a chance in this game. It was one of those times when you were struggling, and it was one of those David De Gea blinders. He made so many saves.
Okay.
I remember that.
I couldn't believe how many saves this guy was making, but he made all the saves.
So
a time where Man U was shaking, the team had some injury, but for us, it was painful for me because I saw what Wenger was trying to do by not letting anybody know, like I was not available, bringing him into that game. We had so many chances, but for some reason, I saw something there, message. Yeah, and for some reason, we couldn't score. The other moments, I feel like I'm stuck. They're too far away for me to still keep. You got to move on, man. You got to free your mind. You got to free your life. You can't hold on to this malices for too long. You got to move on. It's too far in the past. I've moved on. So I don't want to start talking about Wiltord and RVP. I want to talk about more recent stuff. That's why I went with the two I went with.
Yeah. Okay.
The reason why before I go to go on, the reason why I go to those ones because that's when I still had the beef, the rivalry. That in the last recent years, I always call it Twitter code. It's like, I mean, that starts come good now, but 3, 4, 5 seasons ago, for like 3 in a row, it felt like the banter rivalry. It's like, okay, whatever, we were okay. You guys were. It didn't mean anything to me anymore. To be honest, it really didn't. But back then it meant something because we were always going at it then for the title. So, but
okay. Yeah, so for me, it was my worst would be the 50th game that we're supposed to have gone invincible, and United took that away from us. The rivalry has always been there, and if you ask me, the club I hate the most, right? Even ahead of Spurs, I'll pick United, and that's because I feel that United were benefactors of so many things. Unlimited resources, referee, favoritism, Alex Ferguson's power. So on that particular day, I knew that Neville, Kim, all of those players, they wanted to take Arsenal players out, like always tackling. Even there was this interview, I think it was anyway, it was a terrible, terrible show. Now, what pained me the most was the penalty that Van Nistelrooy scored. I saw Rooney was going to dive from a mile afar. It was obvious he was going to dive, and he dove, and the ref gave the penalty. So at the end of the day, it took us and ended the unbeaten run, and it left till today. Still leaves a very bitter taste in my mouth. So that was a terrible memory, and probably one of my worst. There are so many terrible memories with United, but with that one, I think it's terrible. Now, my best would be more recent, and I think that was last year when Nketiah scored the last minute winner, and we won 3-2. I think, to me, that was a landmark moment of the power shift. It had always been in favor of United. In times past, we gave United a run, but they still always had the edge. They were always the better side. However, that last minute winner that Nketiah scored last year was an indication of a power shift. Okay, things have changed, times have changed. United are no longer the powerhouse that they used to be, and that brought me a lot of joy. And so that's my favorite.
You guys are players. I remember that day. Even though the score looked like it was close, Arsenal were. I think you guys played us even more than this fixture, the one this year. I think that year you guys.
Even the first game where you won 3-2, I think it was Cristiano Ronaldo goal. We played better, but you scored. And that respect was still there. Like we still always respect United and everything. Yeah.
3-1. Last season, you talk about last season, it was 3-1.
No. Was it 3-1? Yeah, exactly. It was 3-1. You're right. It was
Rashford.
Anthony scored.
Was your customer? It was Rashford. Rashford scored 2 goals that day.
Anthony.
That's your customer.
we honestly gave Rashford a career. To be honest,
he has scored so many goals against Arsenal. I even forget them now.
We gave Rashford a career.
Right? Against season. He scored this season now. Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did. He did score. He scored last season too. He scored one blinder like that. We gave Rashford the career.
Best moment when Arsenal gave RVP the honor. Pepper them guy. Remember that? Somebody almost Arsenal fan, my friend. I went to go. He almost punched me during this game. I remember that.
When RVP moved to Arsenal, actually, when RVP moved to United, was painful for me. He did.
Yeah, good one. But okay, Kwame, sorry. Let's go. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah. Well, I'll just mine just quick. I mean, I hate to say it, but you know, 8-2. That was that was amazing. Like, that was beautiful. I listen.
After 8-2 were ridiculous. I remember all these jokes,
bro.
I still remember the after one guy joke of, "Oh, Arsene. His wife is waking him up. It's 9.
It's 9. That's hot. Bruh, listen, that was beautiful. And honestly, this is not even recency bias. But my most traumatic, honestly, it's probably today. This is why, because I think these guys will actually go on and win the league. That's what's painful about it. Now, the past wins, they've had no consequence. Like it wasn't. Arsenal were never going to, you know, they didn't go on and win the league in those past wins. This one, it was at Old Trafford, and bro, had they lost today? No, not even lost. Had they drawn today? It was done. That's it. All City needed to do was beat Tottenham, and everybody knows Tottenham is just gonna roll over. You know, that's all they needed to do. So I'm actually seething today. This is very painful because these guys are going to win the league for the very first time since I've been supporting Manchester United. And bruh, I'm going to disappear. If I see Arsenal's armpits, I'm out. I'm done.
Arsenal's not winning the league. Arsenal fans know they're not winning.
Okay. No. All right. Because see, last season, you know, was kind of close. This season, it's getting closer. Bruh, I can't take this, bro.
What's going to happen next season? So maybe you should start preparing to run away next season. That's what I think. You start preparing. Okay, this one is fun. I've been seeing it everywhere. Like, we always have a non-football question. Sometimes switch it up. We do kudos and donkey of the week. Like, nah, there's nothing spectacular has happened this week. So I think this is a good one. Yes, okay. Let's do the Drake and Kendrick. I'll go to Bolan. I feel like Bolan is like a, you know, hip hop, you know, someone that's very into hip hop. Obi, I'm looking at Obi. Obi probably doesn't have an answer. Obi, do you know who Kendrick is? Let me start with that. Obi, now, like, all I can think about is changing diapers. Who is Kendrick? Oh my God! Bolan, let's go. Who you got? Drake and Kendrick.
Obviously, Kendrick has murdered Drake in terms of this.
Wow, I thought you would go with Drake now. You know, you're like Canada based.
No, I like Drake. And I think he's hacked that commercial side of music and entertainment. However, when it comes to delivery and rap, yeah, of course, it has to be Kendrick. So in terms of delivery, in terms of punchlines, in terms of impact of the disses, I'll go with Kendrick. I've always been a Kendrick fan, even from the days of Good Kid, Mad City, right? And of course, he's shown his lyrical prowess in terms of what he has over Drake. So yeah, I'll tilt towards Kendrick.
Okay. I got comment.
Yeah, of course, bro. Listen, Drake thinks this is a Meek Mill type something going on because he smoked Meek Mill, bro. You can't because he smoked Meek Mill that doesn't mean anything. Meek Mill takes it from the back from P Diddy. Let's just you know. This Kendrick is from another universe. This man is a pure lyricist. This man is a soldier with a pen. You want to go toe to toe with a pure lyricist. Kendrick is not even a rapper. This guy can make an entire career out of just writing lines. And you think because you smoked Meek Mill, you want to go against this guy. Bro, you are a soft man, bro. You're soft. What? Nah. Listen, Drake. I'm sorry. The man is just pretty. That's all. Kendrick is not. You know the way Yoruba people say, what that means is even a small lion. Okay, that means even a small lion is not mixed with a dog. What are you talking about? Nah. J. Cole knew what it was. When J. Cole bowed out, J. Cole knew what was up. J. Cole knew what was going on. This man out here.
You know what's going on?
Yeah. There was in the Tinubu. I know Nah. Listen, Drake, he has to hold this one. He has to hold this one. Like he never see this coming.
Obi.
Yeah, like I said, my wife has been keeping me up to date a lot about this.
Okay. That's good. I forget you have a plug there. That's true.
Yeah, but I mean, I was just shocked. I like Drake for his commercial vibe and all that. It's been doing well. I mean, I don't know. I didn't understand what he was trying to prove. What happened here just reminded me of where the team I play soccer with every Saturday. We decided for some reason we wanted to play over 40s versus under 40s. And I asked, what are we trying to prove?
That's a good analogy.
That they are better than people that are under 40s. How does that work? So we played the first time, they played on a smaller pitch, 11-11, and they drew 2-2. And for some reason, they said, oh no, we need to play a rematch on the big field and everything. And I was like, what essence? Why are we doing this? Can't we make the game more competitive? Can't we get some of the 20s and maybe share them between ourselves or something? Why are we trying to? I don't understand what we're trying to do. So we played the game and the game ended, I think 8 or 9-1, something ridiculous. So why would Drake feel like he can go toe to toe with Kendrick? I don't understand it. I mean, what was he trying to prove? You're already in your lane, you're doing well. Hey, do your thing, enjoy yourself. So Kendrick was so prepared. I mean, and the way Drake raised the white flag at the end, talking about, oh, I gave you people to talk about stuff about. I'm like, nobody feeds information about pedophilia to other people. It makes no sense. So what are you talking about? So he acted like a complete clown throughout the battle, and then he finished it off when he even raised the white flag. I was like, what are you doing? So at the end of the day, he just raised up Kendrick for both of us. People that didn't know Kendrick before, he just increased this platform. And then obviously there's difference between just singing and making happy club music, and then
exactly.
There's no need to
yep.
stay in your lane. There's nothing to prove. Enjoy what you're doing. Yes, you're making money. You can sell to black and white people. Fine. But what are you trying to prove with a true lyricist? There's just nothing to prove. So I don't understand. Like I said, it reminded me of the game we played. Like I didn't understand what we're trying to prove. Like it just made no sense. So that's where I am with that.
You know what? Everything all of you have said, I agree with it. You know, and I did think initially it was closer. It was close, right? When he came out with the what was the one that Drake came out with? Let me look it up again. I was looking at it. The one that he said,
"Family Matters."
Family Matters. It was close when it was Family Matters. It was like because that had some bars. He really went for it there.
He did.
But
I think Kendrick went harder.
But
Kendrick baited him. It was bait.
Correct.
It was bait.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with family. Be careful. Kendrick
went harder and harder and harder until he got to the sixth one.
The bait was strong, and yes, he baited him with that, and the euphoria and all about the Grahams. Wow,
brother.
And not like us. Like wow, that was
bro. A minor, brother.
That was good. That was dope.
That was a destruction. And I mean, Jake knows that. Right? Well, funny enough, when I see like the beef, and this is why I added, I watch all this podcast, especially like international podcasts, especially like in the UK. I follow those guys, the shits and gigs. I don't know if you guys watch that podcast. They're very famous guys in the UK. So I was watching it, like they were like backing, Drake. Like, and I started checking, and that most people in Europe, about North America, stateside North America, were thinking like Drake was leading. I was like, oh wow, this is interesting. Like,
so it's because Drake actually makes like songs that are good. He makes good songs. He makes good songs. So people outside of the United States, they vibe to it. It's club bangers for them.
Correct. And the beef, they made the beef look like it's close. That's my point. I'm talking about beef. They think it's close outside stateside. So I was like, wow, this is interesting.
Was nice. You say that a little bit in the beginning, but obviously
now changed very much. No, even now they still think it's close, which is like, wow. People listen to this last three, like this is really destruction. It's almost like bullying now. It feels like bullying. That's what I think. Like it's bullying Drake. Come to the end of the show. I was surprised we didn't get as much comments. I think the main thing is because one, the link. So we have the link that goes to our Facebook group. StreamYard decided to take it off, so we don't have a direct link.
Oh, so we can't get comments from Facebook anymore?
No, we can. We got some comments, but only on my page or like a separate page, but not to groups.
Oh, okay. Oh,
so it's weird. So that's kind of annoying. I think that's probably what happened.
Okay.
But yeah, this has been fun. Arsenal still in top of the league to the last game.
But I'll tell your group that I apologize for everything I've said about Arsenal. And that I take it all back. I'm waving the white flag like Drake.
You guys enjoy the journey, Championship Sunday. I don't think any funnier things that happened. I don't think Arsenal will win. I think they pushed it back in City, and City are just going to roll those two teams over. I think it will close in against Spurs. That's my prediction.
That Villa game was intense.
Oh, they win like 2-1, 3-1. Yeah. Villa is where they pushed it back. They threw it away.
That Villa game was turning point.
Just one thing, the Villa. I feel like the Villa thing. That's where we need to grow. The Villa game was affected by the Bayern Munich games because the Villa game was in between those games.
That's fair.
It was our first time back in Champions League. Yes, we thought we were good, but it's not about being good. Champions League is a different ball game. You have to understand what's going on. And I already saw this against Porto. Porto that we struggled. We won them in penalties. So I already knew that.
Real Madrid, the last two teams I think were better than them. They will not play.
It just reminded me of the West Ham Fulham game in December where we had all the chance, but we're not able to score. It just reminded me of that. So, and that comes from fatigue, from just you're not at your full best, but you're just trying to push through. The Bayern Munich games took so much out of us. We're not used to playing at that level again, and I think that's what affected that Aston Villa game.
Okay, no, I'm not criticizing Arsenal. I think Arsenal has been fantastic. I've come to terms with the whole beef of like I did a little bit last season. I did some banter here and there. I was throwing it on my social media, but now like I've come to terms. Arsenal are a great team and they're going to win the league way before United does. So there's no point. That's where I've been there. I've been there for like a year.
Yeah.
I know Ogakame wants to like no. I'm like cool. Fight that battle. I'm okay with that. I'm okay knowing that they're going to win for us. I've come to terms a long time ago. This has been fun. Ovi, as always. Well, Ogakwame. Thanks for coming, everyone. We are out. Like, share, subscribe.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Cheers and bye-bye.
Yeah.
Hope to see you at the parade next week.